I'm upside down, and Gordy goes, Herm, what do you need? What do you need? I said, Gordy, I said, here's the deal. I said, I got fuel pouring out. I said, I need you to turn me over. Now, this was my experience, and this is what I want to share with you all this night. Scared to death, right? I said, when you flip me back over, I said the fuel is going to hit the headers, right? And it's going to catch on fire.
It's the Kenny Wallace Show, brought to you by JEGS.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Kenny Wallace Show, brought to you by JEGS, the leader in high-performance aftermarket car parts. Remember to go to jegs.com for everything you need to fix your vehicle up. And they're telling me they have all the truck parts and Jeep parts in stock right now for all of you. Okay, man, big story in NASCAR. Way bigger than I ever thought. Caught me by surprise. Corey Lajoie on Monday at Michigan Speedway. Sunday, the race got rained out, so we raced on Monday. So Corey Lajoie comes off turn 2, and Charlie Marlowe is going to insert some pictures here in just a minute. Corey makes a move on Noah Gragson. It doesn't go right, and Corey goes to flipping. Now, I got some still pictures here that I took off the TV. So these are my pictures that I took off the TV. And you see Corey is flipping. And listen, it's violent. There's no such thing as tipping over. This is a violent flip. Anytime you flip over, you're on your roof. Listen, here's what I have to say about flipping. You're doing something that a car is not meant to do. A car is not built to be upside down. However, we have some safety measures in place for a car to flip. Okay, so for example, you have a roll cage, you wear a helmet, you have seat belts, all these safety devices. However, and I want to be very clear on this, hear me loud. The motor is not meant to run upside down, okay? The motor in the car is not meant to be run upside down, okay? So you see Corey's car, it's done all this flipping, it's violent. Now, what happened was Steve Letarte and Jeff Burton on NBC, they were shocked. They said, oh my God, this should not happen. Well, when that happened, everybody in America, and we're going to Charlie insert something else here. Charlie, I'm going to send you this. This is why we're doing this show. I simply gave my opinion on why this flip happened, and we're over 260,000 likes, comments. I mean, here, Charlie, let's insert that right now. Here we go. Check this out, would you? So I've circled the likes. So we're over 260,000. And I'm like, oh my God, I guess I better do a show about flipping. If the people have been going on for days and days about Corey Lajoie flipping. And I'm like, why is this such a big deal now? We had Ryan Preece, as my dear friend, Dale Earnhardt Jr. talked about on Dirty Mo Media. Ryan Preece flipped worse last year on the back straightaway at Daytona. We've watched, Austin Dillon flip violently on the front stretch at Daytona. So why is everybody overreacting to this flip? I mean, roof flaps or not, we have all the safety devices known to engineers. We've done everything we can do. So it's like, why is everybody overreacting about this particular flip when we've been flipping with roof flaps? Ryan Preece had roof flaps. He flipped. Austin Dillon, he climbed the wall in the front straightaway. He had roof flaps. So we had all these flips over the last 2 years, but now all of a sudden there's complete drama about this flip. Well, a lot of people are telling me it's because Jeff Burton, Steve Letarte said, oh my God, Oh my God, this should not have happened. So it happened. Okay. Are we good now? I've given you my disclaimer. I've showed you Corey Lajoie. We put the still pictures up. He's flipped. I've given you examples that people have been flipping for 2-3 years. Ever since the invention of the roof flaps are meant to help. Okay, sometimes the car comes up, it goes back down, and we say the roof flaps save the day right there. But for the most part, people have been flipping for years, even since the invention of the roof flaps. Well, all right. I talked to Charlie and I said, Charlie, let's do a show about flipping. So now we're going to do something that'll make your eyeballs pop out of your head. I have done some flipping. You talk about somebody that's done some flipping. Charlie, let's insert the picture right now. This is around 2016, somewhere in there. Let's insert the picture right now. Okay, here you go. Yep, that's me. That's me. That is in Quincy, Illinois at Adams County Speedway. And buddy, I got some air. That was a real flip. As Kenny Schrader would say, yeah, that was a real flip. You did not tip over. That was a real flip. Even the World of Outlaw sprint car guys are like, yep, that's a real flip, Herman. How many times did you flip? I said around 6. Okay, now that you see it, that's air. You can see the car. That's a banked racetrack. What happened? What happened? Why'd you flip, Herman? And here's where my experience is going to come in. And let me tell you something else. I flipped a total of 3 times. That flip right there at Adams County Speedway in Quincy, Illinois. And I've also, as Schrader said, I tipped over 1 time in turns 3 and 4 at Volusia. But then I flipped another time. I was running 4th at the Gator at Volusia. We were coming to the green flag. Nick Hoffman, he had some aluminum lug nuts that came loose. His left rear tire fell off coming to the green. And my left front went up over Austin Dillon when he was driving the black number 3 modified. And when my left front went up over, I started flipping. Well, something happened there that scared the bejesus out of me. So we're going to tell you about that moment. Then we're going to go to the Quincy Adams County Speedway flip. All right. The second time I flipped was on the front straightaway at Volusia. And I flipped. And when I flipped over, I end upside down. Now, remember, cars are not built to flip. However, we wear helmets and seat belts and roll cages. But motors, here's specifically the carburetor with the gasoline. The gas. You'll burn to death. You'll kill yourself because you're flipped upside down. Oh, and by the way, people have killed themselves because when they've been flipped upside down, they panic and they reach down, they grab the seatbelt, they jerked the seatbelt loose, and they fell down and broke their neck. So flipping's funny until it's not. People have broke their neck because they're upside down. And they're like, I got to get out of this car before I burn to death. They release the seatbelt. They forget to put their hand down, and they fall down. They break their neck, and they kill themselves. So the flip didn't kill them, but releasing the seatbelts and breaking your neck killed them. And oh, by the way, when you're upside down, all the gas is draining out of my carburetor. So here's where my story starts. I'm on the front straightaway at Volusia. I'm upside down. And my local friend, there's hundreds of people gathering around the car. It's a catastrophic wreck. And Ray Walsh from right here in St. Louis goes, Herman, what do you need? What do you need? And I said, Ray, don't let me burn to death. The gas is pouring out of the carburetor. So I heard about the story of the people dying, releasing their seatbelts. So I said, Ray, don't let me burn to death. The gas is just pouring because I'm upside down. The gas is pouring out of the carburetor. I see it, right? Because it's sticking up out of my hood because I'm in a dirt car. It's not like a NASCAR Cup car, my carburetor, my air cleaner's sticking up out of the hood so I can see it. I'm like, oh no. So I put my hand down, I release my buckles, and I'm skinny. Man, I'm skinny. I'm as skinny as I get, and I barely get out of that damn thing. All right. So I escaped death. My wife was there on the front straightaway. It was a very scary moment. Now, I flipped over once. Remember down in turns 1 and 2, Schrader said I tipped over. Then I really flipped. Schrader said that was a flip. Anytime the sprint car guys tell you you flipped, that's when you get your approval because they're professional flippers. We spin out and they flip it. When wing sprint cars are open wheel guys, when they flip, that's just like spinning out for them. They flip all the time. Hell, they flip, tip it over, and take back off and race. I've seen guys flip, take off, and win the race because those cars are designed to flip. That's just the way they are. Stock cars are not designed to flip. So, all right, I told you my experience there at that time. All right, Charlie, let's go back to this flip one more time. Let's insert the picture again one more time. Here I am, Adams County Speedway, Quincy, Illinois. All right. Knock on wood. This is a wood desk. I'm knocking on wood. This was the last time I flipped. And by this time, I'd become a professional. So I go down the back straightaway, and I had some Winters hubs on. This was the brand called Winters hubs. Well, after I flipped, everybody told me, oh, yeah. Well, what had happened, the Chinese junk metal, of course, everybody in racing goes, oh, yeah, you get some bad metal. That's that stuff made in China. Chinese junk studs, the wheel studs that hold my right rear wheel on, they broke off. Well, they weren't loose. What had happened, the studs were still there. So like you got a bolt, right? And here's the heads broke off. And so as I'm going down the back straightaway, my right rear wheel falls off. As I'm going into the corner, my right rear wheel falls off. My car brake here. Let's do like this. Here's the mod. All right. This is the right rear. I'm going down the straightaway. This falls off. And then it digs into the frame. And then I start flipping. I start vaulting. Okay, I'm up in the air. I'm shocked. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Why am I flipping? And so as you saw in the picture, this is serious. So I land upside down, and thank God, once again, Gordy Gundaker. Yes, Gordy Gundaker, who runs with the World of Outlaws, and Gordy, his brother Trevor, mom Kevin, and Tammy. Gordy Gundaker. I'm upside down, and Gordy goes, Herm, what do you need? What do you need? I said, Gordy, here's the deal. I said, I got fuel pouring out. I said, I need you to turn me over. Now, this was my experience, and this is what I want to share with you all this night. Scared to death, right? I said, when you flip me back over, I said, the fuel is going to hit the headers, right? And it's going to catch on fire. The reason I decided to do this is because my roof was collapsed. I've learned this. When you build a dirt car on the driver's side, don't make the nameplate real thick. Don't make it real thick, because when you're upside down, the roof right here, the roof smashes down, and now you can't get out of the damn car. Then if you make the door too tall, see where the driver tries to get out, you can't get out. So I thought, oh my God, my roof is, so I started making my nameplates. I started making this area thin. That was my phone. So anyway, I said, Gordy, here's what we're going to do. And I'm saying this real fast. You all flip me back over. I'm going to have my hand on my belt, have my hand here, flip me over. I'm going to release the belt. I'm going to go, I'm going to hold my breath. And as soon as I catch on fire, because the gas is going to hit the headers, because now we're turning the car back the way it ought to be, right? I'm like this. Soon as we get over, the carburetor's up here, the gas is going to hit the headers. Sure enough, Kenny Wallace had become a professional flipper. I mean, it happened exactly. As soon as they went over, I land, I go, I hit the seat belts. It catches on fire. They hit it with the fire extinguisher, and I get out. Okay? That's my story. That car was destroyed because it caught air and it diamonded it. It twisted it. You know what I mean? The car was twisted because I was hitting right front, right rear. Car was destroyed. Framing cage was twisted. So when we talk about flipping, okay, I see a lot of you people out there get real like that car should never flip. Here's the bottom line. You're going to flip. I don't care what kind of safety advances NASCAR comes out with. You're going to flip. And that's all there is to it. So everybody, hold your horses. Remember we'd say that back when we were in school? Hey, hold your horses. Well, I mean it. Take the reins. Hold your horses. You're going to flip. No matter if you're, the only reason we're doing this is because everybody's like, he shouldn't have flipped. No, you're going to flip because he took his right front. And listen, even the mayor is Jeff Burton. Safety, we do our best. You're going to find a vulnerable moment and you're going to say, oh, I never saw that. I can't believe we hit here. You look at a dirt track and you're like, oh my God. Dirt tracks are so dangerous because walls are not proper. Here, NASCAR, Formula One, we're as good as we can be. But you're still going to find those spots. So Corey Lajoie, he takes, what's Corey do? Let's take Dick Trickle. Now let's take Brother Rusty. All right. So you got, okay, let's say this, okay? Corey, this is Corey Lajoie, Brother Rusty. Corey Lajoie coming down the back straightaway, turns left, gets ready to go around, and he takes his right front tire. See that? He takes that right front tire, and he gets into Noah Gragson, and he launches. He launches himself. Corey did this himself. He'll tell you. He launched it up, and he did it. The car wasn't going straight and just start flipping. The right front goes into Noah's left rear, launches, and starts flipping. So the whole damn reason I'm doing this is, people, we're going to flip. And when you flip, it's not fun, and it's nothing to make fun of. I just explained to you my experience with flipping. Now, I do want to give a shout out to end. We're going to end, okay? We're going to end like this. Willie's Carburetor out of Mount Carmel, Illinois, saved the day. They came out with what we call rollover plates. They go between the metering blocks and the end of the carburetor. It's about a 3/8, maybe a half-inch thick, 3/8. And what it does is when you flip over these small, like six, like little miniature pennies, like change, like pennies, these things fall down and they do not let the fuel escape. So now when dirt cars flip, the fuel should not come out of the venturi tubes on the carburetor. Now, fuel might come out somewhere else. But once again, we're doing our best. All right, everybody. Shout out to Willie's Carburetors for an incredible invention called the rollover plates. Car flips over. Fuel does not come out of the venturi tubes. All that fuel in the carburetor comes out, pours on the header. Car bursts into flames. Driver burns to death. Dead. Worst thing in the world, watch somebody burn to death. All right, everybody. Respond right here. What are we missing? How come it was okay? Here's the question. Why was it okay for Ryan Preece to flip last year? And that was a bad flip. Why was it okay for Austin Dillon to flip on the front straightaway? That was a bad flip. Why is everybody complaining about this flip? I just explained to you. Y'all are telling me that it was because Jeff Burton And Steve Letarte said, oh, that should have never happened. Well, maybe it should have never happened. And then the other reason we're doing this video, Charlie, let's end it like this. Let's insert this one more time. I did my take on why the car flipped, and over 260,000 of you have responded. Here it is. Look at it. So we can talk about the turtle shell bottom helped it flip. We can talk about the rockers making it flip. People, if you race long enough, you're going to flip. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my take on my dangerous moments in life, flipping my race car. Remember, we are in podcast form. If you're watching this on podcast, you didn't get to see me emulate with my little die-cast cars here, but still you get it and you understand it. We are in podcast form and iTunes. Until the next Kenny Wallace Show, we'll see you next time.